I'm an 18-year-old trying to build some muscle, so in this video I'm going to show you everything I eat in a day to build muscle without gaining stupid amounts of body fat. My current calories are 3,400, made up of 200 protein, 515 carb and 60 fat. Let's get into the video and feel free to copy any recipes if you like them.
So what makes a good bulking breakfast? I think it needs to be quick and easy and have the right macros. So this is literally 100 grams of cereal and a scoop of whey. It's so easy to eat, it's so easy to make, it takes literally no time at all. Cereal is literally like the most common thing people eat in the morning, which is nice that I can find a way to make an enjoyable meal with the right macros, because I don't really want to eat eggs every morning or cook sausages now at full English. So this meal literally has 33 protein and 92 carb, which is amazing for how little time it took me to prepare, which I think that's what's key for being consistent with your bulking food. You have to make food that you enjoy and that's not a hassle to make. So I'm going to eat this up now and I'll see you at the next clip. So usually I would have 2 meals before I go to the gym, but I'm just going to have one today so I can get to the gym while it's quiet and I can do my filming nice and easily. That's enough talking for now. I'm going to head off and I'll see you at the gym.
All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes in the sand. Use the sleeves of my sweater, let's have an adventure. Head in the clouds, but my gravity's centered. Touch my neck and I'll touch yours. You and those little high-waisted shorts. Oh,
After the gym, I was in a bit of a rush, so I got a Subway with a drink and a cookie. Preferably for the post-workout meal, you want to keep fat intake low as fat slows digestion. Luckily, it only has 12 grams of fat, which is really low for something like this, which makes it a great post-workout meal. So this next meal isn't your typical boring bodybuilding meal. I put an emphasis on trying to season food and trying to make it as nice as possible, so that way you're much more likely to stick to it and be consistent. So it's basically like a bolognese. I got really low fat mince, lots of pasta, and it has really great bodybuilding macros without the boring taste.
So that's how I make my low fat, high protein, high carb gym meal. It can be used for bulking or cutting. You can literally like reduce the amount of pasta and then you've literally got like a cutting meal, because I've used low fat beef mince. So sometimes it can feel like a good idea to add loads of fat into one meal to get loads of calories, but if you're digesting that meal for the whole evening, then is it really productive? I see that as quite counterproductive, and I've tried it in the past. Like my last meal, sometimes I'll eat something really high in fat, and I find that it takes longer to digest than if I would have just had 2 kind of higher carb meals. And with this meal, I'm going to have 2 cups of fruit juice as well. That adds 50 carb onto the whole meal, which is really great. Most of it is sugar. Consuming quite a lot of sugar in a day is not always a terrible thing. If you're trying to gain weight, then you can lean into things like this to add some extra carbs onto your daily intake. If the carbs are if like you're overweight and you're drinking loads of liquid calories and loads of sugar in the day, then the calories are going to add up really quickly, which could be bad if you're overweight. But if you're bulking, then you can use things like this to get some extra carbs in, and it's really useful and really handy. So once I've eaten this, I'll have 2 glasses of this, extra 50 carb, and I'll put the macros for the whole meal on the screen now. So I was just scrolling on Instagram and I came across the Liver King has been officially exposed for using steroids and performance enhancing drugs. It's quite funny because if you're quite into the fitness industry, most of us knew that, but if you're not into it, then it's quite hard to tell, and it can be really misleading when he tells you you can look like him by, eating loads of raw liver and stuff like that, when in actual fact it's because he's using like he was using quite a lot of stuff, like more than some bodybuilders would use. I basically just found it quite interesting and wanted to talk about it because every now and again a new guy pops up. It's kind of like the same, they kind of have the same format. They come up, they go really viral, and then they try and sell you their products, like do stupid things to kind of grow more muscle and get stronger. But really, growing muscle and getting stronger comes down to the key principles of eating well, sleeping well, and training hard. You don't need to take crazy supplements. You don't need to buy things and eat raw meat or anything. You literally, the biggest you can get is by eating just normal food that you enjoy and just having fruit and vegetables. Health doesn't go all infinitely up. Like, the Liver King's not on a different dimension of health as he was claiming. If you're eating fruit and vegetables and just eating a balanced diet, that's perfectly fine if you're not deficient in anything. It is quite cool though to believe that the Liver King is kind of on a different dimension of health and that he's superhuman by doing all these things. You can get incredible results by doing things that nobody else has heard of. Don't believe that Instagram lies. Just stick to the basic stuff, do it well, and that's how you'll see the best result. And we are on to the final meal of the day. We have 100 grams of Crunchy Nut cereal. Don't eat this cereal if you're overweight because it doesn't fill you up and you can literally eat it forever. This is my second bowl today, so another 100 grams of this. A bagel with jam, a scoop of clear whey. Do not buy this whey flavour. I like the peach tea, but don't buy this lemon iced tea. It's horrible. It's really, really bad. It's a bit of a Bush Tucker trial to try and finish it. So this is literally the last scoop. It was alright at first, but then when it gets to the end, it gets really bad. So this is the final meal. Some extra carbs, really quick and easy. A nice kind of like a dessert. It's all really sweet. This is the first YouTube video I've made in a while. So if you've enjoyed it, I haven't edited it yet, so I don't really know how well it's come together. But if you've enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really means a lot. Thank you for tuning in. This is basically a typical day of bulking, and I appreciate you watching till the end. Thank you very much.